Welcome back to What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. It's July 29th, 2020, and this is our last podcast. I hate to tell you this right off the top. This is probably the last time we're doing this live or ever because I struck it rich this morning. I bought 50 million shares of Kodak, and I don't know if you heard, but the stock price has gone through the roof. I don't want to say insider trading, but a friend of mine, Bretton Biddlecombe, told me that they were going to shift from making what we know Kodak does well, film, to obviously COVID vaccines. What's the next logical step after making film? So apparently the stock has gone up like from what, $2 to
Oh, look,
$35?
they had all those little leftover canisters from the old film that you don't use anymore. Put pills inside. It's
Right.
completely
like,
logical.
They save on prescription bottles, guys, and
Exactly.
that's what makes the big bucks. When you don't
That's
got to
the
go
overhead.
to China, when you don't have to go to China to get your prescription plastic pill boxes, then you're good to go. You already have those done. So slap a little fucking label on the front and you're out the door. Yeah, everyone is in their various places. None of us are together as usual, as what the new times call for. People are moving everywhere. Joe Rogan's moving to Texas. Other people are moving out of California. I don't know if where I should be going. I'm going back to California. I might be the only person going back there. So maybe we'll start a new life in California. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. You know what? All I know is that my friends, the people that I care about, Lucas Hurl, Bretton Biddlecombe, Emma up there in the top square, are all safe where they want to be. Everyone seems to be happy. And that's where we have to do things from now, places that make us happy. People are renting properties in France and working there now because that's what makes them happy. You can work wherever you want from now. It's a fucking whole new world. It doesn't matter. We're all connected via the internet. What happens when this shit goes down? Can someone answer me that? What do we do then? Is it just knives and guns again? Are we back to that? Cool.
I mean, yeah, logically.
Obviously.
Martial law.
What a week it's been, guys. Well, first of all, let me say this. I want to start with this because this is kind of crazy. Something happened in my life this week. A couple days ago, I think it was 4 or 5 days ago, unfortunately for the world, Regis Philbin passed away, which was tough, very tough. Not unexpected. The man, I think, was like 88 years old. But, you hadn't seen him around, and Regis always felt like a person that should be around. So I can't remember how I found out. Maybe I was up, early the East Coast time. I found out that he passed away. So I remember that I had done this show that he hosted with Michael Costa called, Wild World of Sports. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a very short-lived show. In 2013, they did it on the Chelsea Pier. I think it was for Fox Sports 1. Look, here's the deal. I'm sure Regis didn't want to do this show. He had already, come off the Regis and Kelly show. He's been retired for a couple of years, but he probably still wanted to work. He didn't want to hang out by himself, so he went and did this fucking sports show with Michael Costa and a couple other people. And we were promoting the league, and we did a appearance on the show. And I had been a huge fan of Regis because he's Irish. He's Catholic. He's from New York. He loves the Yankees. My mom loved him. He went to a school she always wanted me to go to in the fucking city, but I wasn't smart enough to get into. So, it was a big deal to meet Regis, especially. It would be a big thing for my parents. So when I met him, he was lovely. He was so nice. We did the show, and then I asked him for a picture afterwards. I never posted the picture because I wasn't big on posting back then. I'm still not big. But now that I have this picture, I figured pay the man some tribute. A great New Yorker, a great man. Rest in peace, Regis Philbin. I put that out there, and then I go about my day. I checked my Instagram probably, 5-6 hours later, and I had like 45 comments on the picture. And I was like, that's a little more than what I expected, but people love Regis. And I start to go through them, and it's just a barrage of people accusing me of photoshopping the picture. And I'm reading them, and it's like, originally I'm thinking to myself, actually I take that back. The first one, of course, was Ari Shafir, who said, "This is a great picture, especially since Regis tried to grab your cock before this appearance. and I had to tell him no, and it was kind of weird, but you guys went on. And I said, I wrote back to him, of course it was. When another man tries to grab your penis without your permission, it is a strange thing, but he's a professional, I'm a professional, and we went on about our lives for the day. We laughed about it, and he called me a good sport, and I put it in quotes. So I'm figuring all of these comments have to be coming off of this thing this little back and forth I had with Ari, because, he's a fire starter. He's a tinderbox. No. These comments were from people that were 1,000% sure that I photoshopped this photo, right? And obviously, all the vitriol that comes along with that. What a piece of shit. The man just died. I mean, these people were talking as if Regis was their father. But anyway, it was so, I kept reading it, and I'm saying to myself, there's no fucking way. This has to be a joke, right? This has got to be a joke, because it started with one, it started with another. Then it was just like, I couldn't believe how many people kept saying, this is my favorite, like, I am a Photoshop expert. I've run this through our whatever fucking machine, and this is 1,000% Photoshop. Other people, other experts coming in, like my friends and like all these Photoshop experts coming out of the woodwork, just shitting all over me. Now, you know what comes with that. Obviously, because I'm a known liar of my past, this is all, anything I do now is held, suspect. This is who I am now. This is the life. But you know what? I'm fine with that. Hold on, I dropped my phone. Fuck. So I'm saying to myself, look, all this shit comes along with it. And I was fine. I never commented on it. Of course, my wife sees some of it. And she starts because she's the one that either took the picture she was with us or she posted the picture that day. So she's just like, look, she's never one that feels bad for me. Most of my fuck ups, she will absolutely let me know about. And even ones I didn't even know I did wrong, she will still let me know I fucked up. But this, she felt bad for me. And so she started going back at the trolls. And then, I just go, don't engage with them. But it was an onslaught. Now, I think it was like one or two bots or one or two people that have different accounts that are just creating problems for people. But I found that I have some really great fans, people that came to my, not rescue, I was fine, but to my, defense and saying like, hey, you know what? Because he fucked up before doesn't mean he's necessarily an asshole and is going to do shit like this again. So my wife is going back and forth with these people. A couple of her friends are going back and forth. I stay out of this whole thing. And then I realize the next day I check my phone again because I'm like, I'm leaving this thing alone. A couple of our fans, people that enjoy the podcast, a couple of our Patreon members had messaged me, hey man, I haven't seen anything about, you haven't said anything about it was photoshopped or not. Like, you got to let us know. So here's why I'm doing this right now. I don't give a fuck to all the people that call me an asshole and a liar and 9/11 and all the other shit. But to our fans, to the people that do watch this, to our Patreon members, I just want you to know that, number one, the photo is 1,000% real. I mean, we got so many messages. I got so many messages that at one point I was like, did I fuck this up? Did I take a picture of a cardboard? Like, how do they know? Like, they were like convincing me at one point. His hand's a different color. I'm like, I'm looking at my hand. So to the people that watch this, to the people that listen, to our subscribers, first of all, thank you again. You're the only reason we do this. None of us get paid. It costs us money to do the show. And number two, I did not Photoshop that. I wouldn't Photoshop that. I'm not funny enough to do that. I wouldn't even think about doing something like that. It makes me think now that all I want to do is take photos with dead and alive people in various poses to see if you guys can spot the real ones or not. I actually was leaving my brother's office at his church the other day, and I saw a cardboard cutout of Pope Francis, and I wanted to wrap my arm around him and take a snap and say, how about this? But I'm not going to engage because that's not what I want to do or who I want to be or the kind of energy I want to spend. But I wanted to let our fans know that you can still trust in good old fucking, I look violet today. Good old.
Yeah, did you get sunburned or what?
Yeah, I went to the beach yesterday. I was reading Colin Jost' book. I went to the beach with the kids. and the sun was behind me, so I thought I was good. I had a big old bonnet on. I'm just faced, but the fucking reflection off the water hit me hard.
Oh, getcha.
But yeah, I'm still your violet-faced, probably has a slight blood pressure mixed with alcoholism, mixed with sunburn, mixed with my liver's probably shutting down. Favorite comedian, podcaster, and friend. You can still trust me, guys. You can still trust the things that I say. Look at my hand; looks a different color. I stood there, looked at my hand for like 15 minutes. I go,
Your hand looks like a different color than what? Compared
I don't
to
know.
what?
It looks
than
like a dead
Regis's
person's
face.
hand.
Yeah, you're a different person.
Yes, he's wearing a lot more makeup than I am because number one, he's 1,000 years old when he did this show, so that requires a lot more makeup. I'm handsome, and you don't really need a lot on this. This is the days before I started my rosacea, sort of skin treatments. I mean, look, I'm a lot worse for the wear that I am there. But the
I don't
lights
understand
coming
how
from
people
this,
look at that and think that looks photoshopped.
I don't
Clearly
know.
Photoshopped.
Steve's never smiled before, ever in a picture. That's definitely photoshopped.
and you can tell Regis isn't thrilled about this either. Don't you think if it was fake,
Like your
I would
shadow,
have had a
there's
picture
clearly
of
a
Regis
light.
smiling?
There's clearly a light on one side of your face and the shadow on the other side is on Regis's head. Like if that's a Photoshop, that's the best Photoshop I've ever seen. So kudos to whoever did it if that was a Photoshop. But it's not.
Oh, if you scroll, I don't know who's got the ability to scroll through the comments here, but if people are absolutely, this is in very poor taste, Mr. 9/11. Mr. 9/11.
Wow, people are really fucking stupid.
Oh, dude. Guy drops dead and you Photoshop a chance for likes. I'm beside myself. Bro, you're a comedian. Come on. That's my wife.
People need to understand, like, Steve's not smart enough to know how to Photoshop anything.
Right?
Where's this coming from?
Wife, Steve, wait, go back. Can you go scroll back down? This guy writes to my wife, so you admit Steve is a bad guy. She would say, yes, of course he is. He's a monster. I'm married to him. He's a complete horror show, shit pig, trash monster, but he didn't Photoshop this particular picture or any picture. I don't even know how to Photoshop. Don't you think that I've got comedy Photoshop, the wonderful Brian Stefanik, who does Photoshops for me all the time. Wonderfully. Don't you think I would try one? If I tried one by myself once, it was an Odell Beckham. I put my face on the Odell Beckham boat. Remember when he took the Giant, when he was on the Giants, he went on the boat the week of the Wild Card, he took that picture. Mm-hmm. I was going down to perform in Fort Lauderdale, so I did an attempt where I put my face on Odell's face, and it was terrible. And that's how I met Brian Stefanik, because he was like, dude, I will help you. You can't do this. So yeah, it was like, and the reason I'm saying this is because, look, again, I don't care about the fucking comments and the hatred, but there were a few that of people like, hey, I'd never heard of, what's this 9/11 thing? And people that, so it's just exposing more people that may not have known. And you know what? That's fine too. If people, but I know why these kind of tactics work, these sort of like fucking troll smears, because it gets people frustrated and it just, it sours everyone else's tastes with you. Like, am I a fan of a fucking asshole? Like, what is this guy that I thought, like, I don't want to put myself out there for an asshole. So it taints people's opinion and it works.
Yeah.
So
I mean, also, if you were going to go through the effort of photoshopping yourself into a photo with someone, why would this be the one? Like, why not Photoshop yourself into a picture with, like, Tom Brady? Or, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, why would this be the one you would go through the effort?
If Tom Brady had died that day, I would have Photoshopped the picture of me and TB.
But you know what I mean? Like, what do you
stand
to gain from that?
From TB as we, like a series of, as we high-five sweated and me, like, him going, like, I'm fucking Giselle, and he's like, this guy. What can I do?
He's standing behind you like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, what am I going to deny her of this? Of this fucking plum? This plum-faced fucking monster on top of my wife?
Here's what we're going to do, Steve. Taking a play out of your book. I'm going to find out who the first motherfucker was that started this Photoshop thing. And we're going to build an army, and every post that motherfucker puts up, there's going to be something wrong about it.
Well, I think they're bots. I'm not. Someone tried to explain bots to me, and I was like, oh, got it. Yep. Yep. Oh, and then that makes sense. That makes sense. But
Okay. Is
the
everyone
truth
else
is, I
listening?
didn't understand
He's an
any of what
idiot.
he
He
was
doesn't know
saying.
how to do any of this. Leave him alone. It's a real
Yeah.
photo.
Um,
He doesn't know what a
so
bot is.
I don't know what a bot is. I know when I'm being trolled. I've had that happen before. And I mean, look, maybe it was selfish to throw a picture of me and Regis out. But I should have just maybe thrown an old picture of Regis from his fucking heyday out there and been done with it. But I just figured I never posted it. I had this picture. My mom loved him. It'll make her happy. If you look at my Facebook, no one up there is like, you fucking mom. Everyone's like, this is a great picture. I love Regis, you know? So it was just weird to see the waves of shit. And I guess I've done a better job curating, you know, some of my social media than others. But, you know, this helps with, and then you block people like, and then they go, blocking comments now, the shadow government. I'm like, wait, how did you know so it's got to be the same person or a couple people. Look,
No,
there are
you do.
5 or 6 people I'm sure every day that wake up to make sure that my life is a living hell. And most
And
days
you know
they
what?
don't
Karma's
succeed.
gonna come and kick them in the ass someday for that. So,
Maybe.
you know.
Yes, maybe it will, maybe it won't. I wish them the best. Not that they succeed, but just happiness. But what I'm saying is, the only time it kind of bothers me is when it bleeds into people that are like, you know, truly fans and want to just be a fan and that's it, and don't want to be harassed or whatever. So that's my
you know what
fucking.
you can do now, Steve? There's a thing. You don't have to just block people because you give them that satisfaction of, oh, I got to him. He blocked me. You can now restrict people, which means they can still comment. They can still see everything, but no one else sees that comment. And you're the only person that sees that they did comment, and you can either look at it or you can just, you know, leave it the way it is. And they never know. So then they're going on, they're being angry, doing whatever. They're just yelling at a cloud.
What happened to the good old days when I could just go up to the house and just talk to him, and then if we got into an argument, I just beat the shit out of him. And that was it. Like, what happened to the good old days?
None of us grew up in those days, Steve.
Yeah, like if somebody said something to you, you said something back, and either you fought or like one person got embarrassed, and that was it.
No, I grew up where if someone said something mean to me, my mom would go to their house and talk to their mom.
By the way, you didn't grow up, Brenton. You did not, because I cannot stop looking at the picture of 17-year-old Brenton that we posted and the Yankees prospect.
Can you guess my weight in that photo?
Dude, I've looked at this picture for hours. Okay, number one, clearly photoshopped. I don't think the two of you were in the same room.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Brent.
I mean, look at his arm color and your arm color. Anyway, Brenton, you have not had puberty here yet. That's 100%. Am I right? You have no acne.
That's correct.
No facial hair whatsoever.
None.
No hair on your hands or your knuckles or any sort of.
When you spoke, was your voice like an octave higher?
Yeah, and it cracked a lot.
I would say you probably weigh 130 pounds here. 125?
Wow. No, what? I'm at like 105 maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
At 17 years old, you weighed 105 pounds?
I
don't
was
think I've been
5'4"
since I was 10.
Look at how the bat is literally thicker than my arm. At like
what size
the bicep.
What size bat did you use?
I think I was always
28
like a 30.
inch, 17 ounce?
It was always like a 31-28, like a 31-inch, 28-ounce.
Wow.
Lightweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be. Look at his little fucking pipe cleaner arms. He's so like, look at them. I mean.
Yeah, how I did not become a Wayfair cabinet, I have no idea.
It's
careful,
amazing.
you still might become a Wayfair cabinet.
It's not too late.
It really is amazing. I love, the bend in the cap is great. No one's bending their cap anymore. I like that. Look, you can see it. Even the kid next to you's got the fucking, Dominguez has got the flat brim.
No, I still bend the cap.
That might be a softball bat you got in your hand too, buddy. I don't know. Is that a women's softball bat?
Yeah, that's pretty
Did you even play baseball? You know the baseball's the smaller of the balls, right? Did they throw overhand or underhand to you, Brenton?
It was T-ball, Steve.
Dude, that is a 17-year-old. I mean, a spark plug. That's if I saw you like, hey, we want to draft this kid, the kid on the left. I'd be like, well, what is that kid's ability? Like, he's a real firecracker, a real spark plug.
He's sick, and this is a PR move.
Yeah, like you look like Dustin Pedroia's like Russian nesting doll, the one that's all the way in the bottom of him, like the tiniest one to come out. Baseball's back, guys. Are you watching? Are you excited about it?
Sorry, baseball's back.
Dude, just because 19 Marlins have tested positive in 1 week doesn't mean this whole thing's going away, okay? And by the way, let me get this out of the way, okay? We know this is happening. This is going to happen. So far, it's pretty contained because none of the Philadelphia Phillies got it. So everyone was worried about, well, what's going to happen when these guys start to travel? Yes, this is the problem, okay? I'm not worried about these guys getting COVID at home. Why? Because they're at their own homes, playing with their own kids, fucking their own wives, eating their own food, okay? When they go on the road, that's when problems are going to happen. Yeah, they'll play video games together in their hotel rooms the first week, the second week, but by the third week, and you're making $35 million a year, you're 21 years old, you look amazing, you're virile, and you want to fuck, or just get a goddamn burrito, you're going to venture out. I want to know, how do they not know, like, what hotel that they were staying at in Philadelphia? Where do they eat? You got to, like, backtrack all this shit. It's not going to be, oh, so-and-so at home, or Florida's real bad, or Texas is real bad. It's going to be, who fucked who, and how dirty is she? Oh, my God. Should I have said that out loud, Lucas?
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. No, she didn't hear.
He's good.
You're good.
Prison.
Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize for my salty language. I had no idea.
Yeah, watch your fucking
No, you're
mouth.
good.
I know.
You're good.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel bad because I feel like that's going to be the downfall. And it doesn't matter if you're in a bubble. And it doesn't matter if you're, like the NBA. You don't think they're going to start shipping friends, girls, whoever in like a month from now? It's going to get hairy. They're going to do it. They're going to get bored.
I mean, you saw Lou Williams.
Yes. Lou Williams.
He just wanted chicken wings.
He wanted wings, bro. And they're good wings. They are. I mean, yeah. And
Have you had them?
I'm sure. Look, dude, I don't know. Which ones were they again? I don't know.
They were named after him.
Oh, the Lou Williams? Where? From
Yeah.
where?
The strip club he went to, the wings that he ate were named after him.
I've
Oh my
probably
God,
been
I
there
had
with
no
Paulie.
idea. I was just saying, I figured because it was a strip club that I was like, oh, they're good wings. Obviously. I didn't know the name of the place.
Yeah.
So they name the wings after? How could
Yeah.
you possibly blame a man to go get his own wings?
Didn't he say he was going to a funeral or something?
He was. He went to
That's
the
what he did
funeral
initially.
Right.
Oh, he did. So he did go to a funeral, and then the strip
But
club was like post
They
funeral.
didn't say where the ceremony was. Yeah, they didn't say where the guy was
Yeah.
being laid out.
Yo,
or
throw my
person.
funeral in a strip club. If that's what
Yeah.
makes everyone happy. I don't care.
The person that passed away was Candy, and they laid her to rest where she loved to be the most, on the pole, right next to the pole. So
Actually,
while you're
there was a person who just passed away who was a prostitute, and her parents buried her in a dick casket.
no.
Wow.
Those
Is
are,
that what she wanted?
It's what she loved the most. It's what they said.
dude? Those are really like in
That
touch
sounds
parents.
so fake.
You got a real great parent if you know, like if you're so cool with it, you're like, you know what? That's really like Frank.
Talk about
You know she
unconditional
really
love
loved it.
there.
Yeah, that's truly unconditional love. I'm not having Stephanie buried in a fucking cock casket. Frank, you know that's what she loved the most.
It was her passion. She was good at it.
Yeah. So be buried in a, well, I wonder if you can get, because, you know, I told you when we buried my dad, we got Costco casket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which was great. I wonder if I didn't look Costco casket, but they should have dick caskets.
Yeah, I mean, caskets
No,
are so
no.
expensive.
You
How
just
much
got
do
to
you have to
trim
pay
the.
for a
It's just a
custom
little
shape?
circumcision.
Here, not only can you do the casket, you can also do the tombstone if you choose.
As a cock?
Yep.
Oh, imagine being in a graveyard, like with your
That's a
kids
cockstone.
visiting Nana, and like there's a cockstone. Damn.
Oh my God.
Wow,
yeah.
those are so.
Oh
That's so detailed.
Up until this point, I was 1,000% committed to being cremated, but I might not be anymore. Wow.
I mean, look at
Wow.
The cock headstone. I know those are not. You can't get a penis-shaped headstone. I'm sure of that because those are just those. First of all, those are probably like some sort of.
No,
That's
first
like
of all,
phallic,
Steve,
but like
Steve, you can.
you could tell me
You
that
can,
wasn't a dick.
But Lucas, pull up the water tower in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
all right.
You can just say that it's this.
Wait, because that would be embarrassing to your neighbors if you were at a like. I would not want to go visit my dad and have be staring.
No, so I'm saying, imagine like being in the graveyard, like with your kids going to visit Nana, and there's just a big cement dick next to it.
Because when does it end? Then you have the the black guy with the cock, the meme that we all got this year from Corona. Yeah, like maybe someone just gets him and just hangs their cock down and writes the name of the person that died on the cock.
Damn.
Like a
Yeah, these are very phallic symbols, and they all
dick.
Like that tombstone, like it was a dick, but it was more just like a phallic shaped piece of concrete. Those caskets, however, were pure dicks.
Yes,
they had curvature, almost like you could be sloped up. You'd be like
someone
had
everything.
Someone had to shine it.
Yeah, you got to buff.
Imagine shining that dick.
Dude, imagine you did that and then like a little water shot out the top. So every time you just buffed it, like a little.
Every time someone goes and like says their respect at the wake, you give it a little rub, little water squirts out.
Tissues. It's a tissue dispenser, and you like pull a tissue out of the tip of the cock. You just like.
There you go.
Boom! Right out. Last facial. Oh, I love it. Speaking of facials, did you see Joe Kelly last night throw at fucking Bregman? Throw at.
It was amazing.
Yeah, give him the Cy Young.
Absolutely loved it. I'm not particularly a fan of Joe Kelly. He was on the Red Sox. He throws fast. He beat up the Yankees for years. My wife, on the other hand, is a very big fan of Joe Kelly because, number one, she thinks he's incredibly good looking. And number two, he had that funny video this year during quarantine where he set up that net, and then everyone's like, I'm at home pitching, and then he smashed in his own window. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He went to throw it at the net and smashed in the window. He missed the fucking net and smashed the window in.
Well, that's like a cliche childhood fear.
Yeah, I mean, he's a professional pitcher that makes $20 million a year.
But accuracy has never been his thing.
No, throwing fast has, which comes to last night when look, the Dodgers played the Astros. If I'm the Dodgers, is this a game I've been waiting for a long time? Fuck yes. Am I happy that it's in Houston and that there's no fans? I don't give a fuck, but I'm going to do what I want to do. And Joe Kelly came out there and he threw one up behind Bregman. I think he threw up.
Here, can I show it?
Yeah, go ahead, show it.
Let's see if. Here,
I know one of them was a fastball and one of them was a changeup, but they were both at like upper shoulder areas. So this is the pitch to Bregman.
And that was on a 3-0 count, I believe.
3-0 count. So it's like, fuck it. I'm not going to throw him a fastball down the middle and let it hit it. I don't give a fuck if he gets on. I'm going to walk him, so I'll just throw it at him. Great. Boom. No problem. Little yawn. I love that. No big deal. Everything's cool. And then Carlos Correa. Great. Now, this is a fastball, I think. No, that wasn't. 87. That's another changeup. So, fuck you. If you have a problem with that, what are you looking at? Do you have to expect that? You got to expect that if you are Carlos Correa. If you basically, people believe, stole one, maybe two World Series or appearances, then you fucking deserved, and that was coming. And I'm glad the Kansas City Royals did it because they feel cheated. Every team feels cheated, but especially the fucking Dodgers. And then what came later on when the bench is cleared and Joe Kelly strikes out Carrera and then goes like does a little like he's crying and whining about it. Yeah. I love that. That to me, the taunting that goes along with it, because like, yeah, I threw one at you, then I struck you out, double win for me, and then you're gonna sit there and bitch about it. I would have done the exact same thing. Now look, I don't know if COVID had anything to do with them not fighting, but I feel like under maybe normal circumstances, there may have been a little more physicality. Both benches cleared. I know the bullpens came out. So, yeah, then he gets him striking out, walking off, stares at him the whole time. And then with, oh, the little pout
Wait.
face. I like it. I like it a
he's
lot.
pissed.
Yeah, he is pissed. Because especially if you're a pitcher, if you're a reliever, for the Dodgers, and you got hit off of or in big situations against the fucking Astros, that's your reputation. That not only like this year, but like, hey, so and so wasn't a big pitcher in the big game situations. Like happened to Clayton Kershaw. People look at him now differently because he can't pitch in the postseason, so they think. But maybe it's because these guys fucking, were whistling and banging and playing the stomp games. So I was excited to see that. I was excited to see Joe Kelly go at them. I don't think it's going to be the end. I think something will probably happen again today because you'll have a different guy come in. Maybe fucking, what's his name? Hanley Jansen or whatever that guy's name is. He probably's not happy about it either. So he may fucking throw at him too. Or if I'm, Clayton Kershaw's not going to pitch, but I would throw at him too.
But that's the great thing about a reliever is that they can come in every game and throw at him.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Kelly could come in tonight and
Yeah.
continue what he started last night.
And I certainly hope he doesn't get suspended or any of that bullshit. Look, Dusty Baker came out and he's arguing with the umpire, but it's like, you know what, Dusty? You took a shit job, all right? You took a shit job. This is a real shit job. It's a pretty good team, but it's a shit job this year. So, yeah, I understand you got to go out and you got to argue for your own players, but you really should just do a little bit and get back to the dugout because, it's pretty futile. People are going to continue to throw at the Astros, and I don't fucking blame them.
Nope.
The Yankees are 2-1. We finally have opponents to play tonight. We're playing the Orioles for a couple days. I'm excited. It was fun to watch Garrett Cole pitch last week. He looked great. It was like a dream come true to see him in a Yankee uniform, throwing well. And yeah, the Yankees look great. They look pretty good. So
The Red Sox don't.
The Red Sox don't. I mean, look, it's only been
That was
4 or
to
5
be
games.
expected, though.
Are there any undefeated teams? I don't have a schedule.
Let's see.
I don't think so. I think the top teams are 4-1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be – look, and again, it's not going to be a situation where I think all these teams are going to play the same amount of games. I truly think that you're going to have to decide a playoff spot, especially because there's so many, by winning percentage. I think a winning percentage will have to come down to deciding a playoff spot this year because – look, if you're the Marlins, I don't even know, they got another guy in the last hour that tested positive, so it's up to like 18 or 19 now. They're not going to play a game till Monday. Who is going to play for them on Monday? You're going to have to get that secondary team, the whole team pretty much up. So, teams that play the Marlins, do they have an advantage? No, there will be situations and teams that have advantages this year. I think the team that wins is going to be the team that happens to be the luckiest, happens to be peaking, and one of those teams that can just really, gel together real quickly, and the ones that stay the most disciplined. And by disciplined, I mean staying together in the hotels, not fucking branching out and having it's all about me, I'm going to take care of myself attitude. Because, if you have a team where, you're expecting certain players to play and then they're off, doing their own fucking thing, eating at their own restaurants, and they get COVID and you can't rely on them, well, then that's not, you maybe aren't the best team. You might be on paper, but if everyone isn't doing their job, it's not going to translate to the fucking field. We'll see. We'll see. Who do you think is going to be Joe Biden's running mate, by the way? I think they're announcing soon. What? Are you Joe Biden's running mate?
What happened, Lucas?
Oh.
No, it's the NFL.com. I was going through Joey Bosa's new deal here.
Oh, the
he got a
5-year
new deal?
extension. 5
Yeah,
years.
he's the highest paid defensive player in the NFL now, on average.
Wow.
5 years, $135 million.
Well, how much is guaranteed? You usually don't give defensive players.
Let's see,
He makes more than Aaron Donald now?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
$78 million guaranteed.
Wow, that's a lot
Nice.
of money guaranteed.
Yeah. And it'll only be, I think, broken by Nick Bosa when he signs his deal.
Yeah. Although, what's his name? the defensive tackle could get it. I'm trying to think. Who the fuck? I'm blanking right now.
Not Aaron Donald?
Not Aaron Donald.
Let's see.
Fuck it. I'll remember it later on. Oh, by the way, Buffalo's hosting. Did you hear the Toronto Blue Jays games? Once they fix the shit lights in the stadium, not shit. They're fucking minor league. What's the
They're
big
great
deal with these
lights.
fucking lights?
Totally fine.
I wish we could go to a game. Wish we can go to Buffalo, but we can't.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, Dana Stubblefield. Speaking of NFL, that's tough.
Yeah.
Real tough.
Yeah.
I heard that. I was like, God damn, dude. Having convicted of raping a mentally challenged 15-year-old. I don't know. I mean, look, I think that may have crossed him off the short list to be Joe Biden's running mate. I think that probably is not going to happen. Yeah, rough one. I saw that out of the corner because I was like, oh, San Francisco, John Lynch got a new extension today, like a couple years. Bosa, wow, okay. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Dana Stubblefield, what did he do? Oh my God, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the best defensive tackles of the 90s, I remember. The early
Really
90s,
was.
that San Fran team.
He really,
And-
really was.
Fletcher Cox was who you're thinking of, Steve, I think.
Fletcher
that
Cox,
right?
yes. On the
Yeah.
is his deal up or is he supposed to get a new one? Because I mean
I think
he
got
is
a
the
new
Eagles
one. Yeah.
defense.
He was, let's see. Yeah, he signed a 6-year, $103 million extension.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was thinking I heard 100 and I knew that was a lot, but
Yeah.
congratulations, Nick Bosa. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes too. He's spending his money wisely. Bought a little bit of the Kansas City Royals. How do you just buy? Like you just go like, hey, or did they call him? What do you think happened there?
There's, his dad played professionally, so they're very familiar with him and his love of baseball. So I'm sure the ownership group knew that he had a ton of money, and they just said, hey, you're a big part of this community, and you're going to be here for a long time. Do you want to invest the money in this? And it throws the Royals a little more cash, so maybe they can spend some money on some players. It's a good move all around because he's going to make money on that money.
How long before he goes, I want to try out? Because he was a hell of a baseball player.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, he definitely probably still is a hell of a baseball player.
I mean, think about it. How great is that? He could just go to training camp and just go fucking play with them.
Yeah.
Do the whole
He's an
thing.
owner. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, man. Would you rather be Patrick Mahomes or Derek Jeter? Would you rather own the Kansas City Royals or the Florida Marlins?
Oh, the Royals.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Really?
I would
Yeah.
say the Royals just because the Marlins have such a bad rep and their fan
Yeah.
base is just garbage.
Miami's
the Royals are like
garbage.
the Royals are like kind of like the Green Bay Packers of baseball.
The Royals are
Just
worth more, too.
Really great fan base.
Yeah, the Royals are worth about $1 billion. The Marlins, it says $980 million.
Well, that's just because they just got bought and there's like a real price on it. But I mean, I guess you probably can. Yeah. I was surprised you could buy a major league franchise for under $1 billion. I didn't think you could.
Right.
Maybe the
The Marlins
Cincinnati
you can.
Reds. How much are the Cincinnati Reds worth? They have to be
boy.
like 250 million.
Well, let's say let's say guesses. For you say 250.
No. I'm saying I think the Cincinnati Reds are worth 800 million.
I say that they're worth 1.1 billion.
Ooh, Biddlecombe. Damn it. They're worth $1.075 billion.
Round
You're
it
wrong.
up.
Wow. Too bad you're wrong, Brenton. Good guess, but you're wrong.
Round it up.
Just as wrong as I was, I'll tell you that. What is the lowest valued major league team? Oh, hold on. Let me guess. I'm
Yeah.
going to say Tampa Bay Rays.
No. It's definitely a National League team. I'm going to say the Diamondbacks.
I was going to say the Diamondbacks number 2, but
It's the COVID Marlins.
oh, and not really?
Yep. 980 is the lowest valued MLB team.
Wow, they are the lowest already. Well,
So yeah, I would want to be Jeter.
I mean, I
Only one-
would still
yeah.
want to be Jeter, but
Why would you
if
not
I
want to
had
be Jeter?
options,
Because everyone
if I had
else.
options, I would choose other options before
Think
that.
about it. They're only going to go up. So if they win 2 World Series and they go to like, $2 billion, then you've already
Mhm.
made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
as a fucking ownership. Think about that. The Yankees were bought in 1973, I think, for $10 million.
Jesus.
$10 million.
Jesus.
Joe Rogan could have bought 10 Yankees franchises in 1973 with that.
And now he can only buy 2.
He could have his own league in Texas of 10 Yankee teams playing each other on some fucking Austin palatial ranch. And now he can't even buy a tenth of the Yankees. The Yankees are worth $5 billion, I think, now. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. So I would rather be Derek Jeter. But that's just me. No NBA players are wait, who tested positive for COVID? No.
I don't think anybody has.
No one's
No
tested
one in
positive.
the bubble has tested positive.
No one in the bubble at the NBA, and no one in Canada at the NHL bubble has. The NHL's had 10,000 tests, 0 fucking positive cases so far. 0.
That's insane.
This guy every week with this shit.
It's okay. It's okay. Hey, it's okay. It's cool. It's cool.
I mean,
be
like,
cool.
We are the sloppiest podcast.
Be cool. Be cool. Be cool.
Rogue has a lot of feelings.
Sloppy
about
pod.
sports.
Be cool.
Sloppy pod.
I mean, it is. Look, he's got to mute it. We can still laugh at his stupid face as he sits there and say anything back. You go, oh, how tiny is that finger? Is that the game we're playing? Is that your pinky? How
I got my
tiny-
17-year-old finger on, Steve.
The more I look at my face, and I'm not a vain person, but I might have a problem. I'm not as
You're
bad.
pretty red. I don't know if it's just the Zoom thing, but were you wearing sunglasses?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You're going through like a Nick Nolte phase where you were like this big time star and you looked great. You were this Greek god, and now you're slowly becoming the wrestler.
Let me tell you something. I want to talk to everyone about some vitamins I'm producing. I'll tell you this. I'm going to go fishing this week, so I'm going to get even more red. It's 1,000
Wear some
degrees here in New York.
sunblock.
I
What
do
are you
wear
doing?
sunblock.
Put
Start
that
putting
shit
it on
your
like
face.
Zuckerberg.
Dude,
Just
I'm
put-
not wearing
put it-
Zuckerberg fucking.
Just put the Zuckerberg stuff on.
No,
The
I'm
trick
not.
is to put it on. You're supposed to put it on like 30 minutes before you go in the sun, so
What are
that
you,
you're
my mother?
I'm just saying.
I'll just put it on. I use my spray 100. It's whale fat, I think they put in there. But yesterday I was reading Colin Joe's book and I got into it, and the kids were fucking, no one was bitching and complaining. So I just had like an hour straight through without, and then I was like, oh shit, I should put some sunblock on before, and then fucking bam. But by the way, Colin Joe's book's very funny. A very punchable face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a sponsor, unfortunately. He said, he goes, can I throw $10,000 at the podcast? I said, no.
We don't want your money.
Colin.
We're a
You can't be bought.
non-profit.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit over here. We're not collecting any funds whatsoever. Yeah, no COVID at the NHL, no COVID at the NBA. They kick off this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's
Basketball
tomorrow.
starts
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, and hockey, I believe, starts Saturday.
And it's just the NHL playoff teams and the NBA
Yes.
playoff teams, right? Was it 22 apiece?
Right. They pretty much at 22 just so they can get Zion to play.
That's why. Are they the last team in the Hornets?
Yeah. They wanted to include just enough teams so Zion's in it.
And
In my
so,
opinion.
is it straight to playoff scenario, or is it like do they play a couple regular season games and then they go into it? I don't know how the schedule works.
I think they're doing a mini season and then the playoffs.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right.
So
The first
But,
game is
DraftKings
first-
is doing a $1 million contest for $4 if you want to get in on that.
Really?
Yeah.
So for what? The first game's tomorrow, $1 million?
The 2 games tomorrow, yeah. You just have to
Yeah.
pick between those 4 lineups.
Which 2 teams are playing?
Jazz
It's,
Pelicans at 5:30
And then the Clippers, Lakers.
So I make a starting lineup out of those 4 teams,
$4.
$4, and I win $1 million.
$1 million. Yeah.
Easy, done.
Yeah.
Where do I sign? I already know where to sign up. I'll go do that right after.
The Knicks aren't playing, but they do have a new coach.
Tom Thibodeau, thank God. That raspy voice. Look, Tom Thibodeau I fell in love with in Chicago because I thought he was the coach that was going to take them to the championship. They had a healthy young Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah. They had a couple other really great players. And so I thought they were like,
Yeah,
and Yeah, he knows how to teach defense. Then he went to Minnesota, and I was talking to Joe Mandy, a big Minnesota fan, funny comic, Joe Mandy, and I said, look, congratulations on getting Thibodeau. And he's like, we'll see. And either he didn't gel over there with them, or it wasn't the team he wanted to have around him, but it didn't seem like the players really wanted to play for him. But I think, first of all, he was a former Knicks assistant, so, he's got some sort of history there. And I think this is the kind of guy they need over there. I think someone to teach defense, that's not afraid to be around young guys, and someone that can put together a squad. And he's respected. So I'm happy about the Thibodeau hire. I'm glad it's not someone who, like, a retread or someone that's been through the system before. It's someone outside, fresh perspective. Let's get going. So I think that's Leon Rose as the Knicks president.
Yep.
And look, again, if maybe Tom Thibodeau back in 1996 when he was assistant coach, maybe he was, having a practice and he was in there and Dolan was in there, and maybe Dolan was practicing with his band, and there was one of his band members was a female guitar player or whatever, and she fucked up, and he's like, "Hey, you fucking cunt. You fucking cunt. You miserable. You should worship me, you fucking less than gender cunt." And maybe he got that on tape. And maybe now's the time to release that tape if you're Tom Thibodeau. That's what I want. That's the kind of coach I'm looking for. The kind of coach that can get rid of the owner. I want him gone. Do you understand? I want him gone. James Dolan has to go.
Well, how much are the Knicks worth? Let's put our money together and let's just buy them.
Well, it's too much. It's a lot of money, dude. You get Madison Square Garden. You get Radio City Music Hall. He owns a lot of shit.
How much do you think the Knicks are worth? I have the number right here.
Well, the Knicks are probably worth $2 billion.
Brenton?
I would say they're probably about 1.65 billion.
4.6.
Oh, wow.
$4.6 billion for a team that hasn't won a championship in fucking 1,000 years, right?
Yeah.
Now, look, if I'm getting the Knicks, I want the Garden too. Because the last thing I want to do is own a team and have James Dolan be my landlord. So I think he also owns the Garden. He owns the Madison Square Garden Company. He owns the Rangers too. All I want, I'll take the Rangers too. I want the Knicks and the Rangers back. And I want the Garden. You can keep Radio City Music Hall. You can keep the Staples Center, the four, whatever fucking properties he owns. I think he owns the fucking, what's the one, the Hollywood Bowl? He owns that too. So you can have all those venues. I want the two sports teams and the Garden. You can have everything else. And we'll take it for, what do we have? $250, $250, $300? We can get it together. Our Patreon membership the next couple months, done. Boom. And that's our offer, Mr. Dolan, to quietly walk away because we've got tapes on you. Let's just threaten him. Maybe he knows he's done something wrong. There's no way the guy's pitched a perfect game in his life. He's done something wrong. So let's just threaten him saying we have the tapes on it. And then, maybe he'll just back out and fold. Look, I've been watching a lot of Bloodline. I'm really into it. And that's a storyline that goes on. Everyone's got tapes on everybody else. I have no tapes on anyone.
You need tapes, Dick.
Giselle Maxwell's got tapes. Cannot wait to see those tapes. Oh, boy. Let's keep that woman alive, shall we? My friend.
Wait, you call her Giselle? Yeah.
And he said that she gets switched cells like every couple hours just to make sure nothing fishy's going on. All that shit. Why? What do you call her?
I don't know. I just Giselle Maxwell. I thought, isn't it Ghislaine?
Yeah, it's like Ghislaine or Ghislaine or something.
Is that her nickname, Giselle? Or did you just?
I don't know. I thought that's her name, Giselle. Ghislaine.
That's just how he reads the name on paper.
Yeah, I saw it once, and that's all that went in my mind.
Brain goes Giselle.
Giselle Ghislaine, right? No, Ghislaine Maxwell. Is that? I can't. Yeah. Ghislaine. Confirm.
Can you spell it?
Not for $50 million. If you told me right now, I've got a gun to James Dolan's head, I'll pull the trigger for when you spell the last letter correctly. I wouldn't be able to do it. Ghasline.
Not bad. Not bad. You just replace the A with an I.
Oh God! And
Yeah.
James Dolan like, I live still. I'm gonna go to rehearsal. Oh God. Fucking Giselle Maxwell. By the way, we never answered the question. Who do you think will be Joe Biden's running mate?
No fucking idea.
Well, there's a note
I
that
don't
said
know if
Kamala
Joey even
Harris.
knows.
He had a piece of paper that they zoomed in on, and he had notes on Kamala Harris. So the internet has gone a little wild with that today.
So I heard she's the odds-on favorite. So you basically get no money betting her. But I heard that the person that's making the biggest strides is Susan Rice, Obama's former national security advisor, I think. And so I've heard her name kicked around a lot, but I've only heard like those two names. That's it. But I heard he's supposed to announce today or tomorrow, something like that.
Yeah, first week of August, Kamala Harris is -200 according to Vegas. Susan Rice is +300. Tammy Duckworth is the next likely at +1,000.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like it's between Kamala Harris and Susan Rice.
And who do you think Trump's going to pick?
Himself?
He probably would. He'd probably be like, I'd love to have my daughter. Wouldn't this be a much better picture instead of fucking me and oldie one Kenobi over here? To have my hot ass daughter standing next to me, Vice President Ivanka. Oh, guys. I had something else I wanted to say. I can't remember what it was. Do you guys have anything?
I do actually. Something cool happened after last week's episode.
Oh, what happened? Give us an update.
Our Patreon member, Austin, happens to be a lawyer. So he hits me up and he goes, hey, this is happening with a couple other couples that I'm working with right now. Let's talk. So we talked and he gave me some options and now we're going to go after this place.
Oh,
Guys,
yeah.
look at this. And I understand, right? Austin's a lawyer. And you guys talked about it, right? Now I get how this happened. Austin, I appreciate it. That's your real name. But probably it's Lenny the leg breaker. And he's going over to talk to the venue to see if he can get some of the money back, which he's going to take, 10% as he's rightfully due and give you the rest of the money back. But at least you guys have taken care of it. I'm glad us talking about it and getting it out. It's fixed the problem almost. You look lighter and you look better today,
feel
Brendan.
good.
You look like you have like the world off your shoulders
Yeah.
now. How's your fiance feel? Is she happy about this too?
Well, we still have a long way to go with everything. So we'll see.
And you haven't got any money back yet, right?
Not a penny.
And has Austin talked to you about his retainer yet? His fee?
No, but he said he would give me the what's the odds discount. So I don't know what that means.
Well, let's just say it's not much of a discount. You're gonna get it's still very expensive, an hourly rate for a lawyer.
It's cheaper to buy the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm happy that at least that you're like,
Yeah, we're trying. We're not going to just sit back and take it.
If you never call the venue back, or even if you call them every day, they're not going to fucking bat an eye. But if they get a letter from a lawyer, different story. Now we got to start their ears perk up. Nobody wants to be sued or be held in litigation for shit. And if that's the route you want to go, then so be it, Brenton. But when you're ready to go fucking crazy, you come let me know. I've got some friends, all right? I've got some relatives, some people on Long Island that can take care of things for you. We're very, very well versed in physical violence out here, especially with wedding venues. I've been spending a lot of time at baseball games. My youngest is playing. He's playing on a travel team here, and look, it's fun to watch him play baseball. It's fun to watch a kid who loves to play so much play so well. He's having a great year. He's pitched 9 in the third innings. He's faced 33 hitters, struck out 27, walked 1, 2 hits, 2 runs, and the rest of the guys just made out in the field. 33, and 1 walk in 9 in the third innings, which is pretty insane for an 8-year-old. So far so good. He wants me to send video footage. He constantly, because my wife, she's always cheering him on, and she videotapes. I just watch the game and cheer. She wants to have documented footage of all this. So at the end of games, he's like, when do we start sending the footage to Lucas to make my tape up? Like, he's we watched the draft together, and he saw all these college guys like and like their promo tapes or whatever it is, with like music behind it and then like smashing and like one guy like had like a tape where like he hit the ball and the editor backed it up like to the music, like to the smash. He's like, that is so cool. I want that. I want that. I'm like, all right, we will make your videotape up when the time comes. We'll have a videotape ready to go. But it's been fucking fun getting out to watch, like physically watch baseball. And they even have a night game this week, which is probably the only game I'll get to see under the lights of any sorts anywhere, probably this whole year. So I'm excited about that. Is that it? There was something else I wanted to say personally that happened. Do you guys have anything else?
I want to say, we mentioned it briefly at the beginning about Tom Brady and death. Have you read Carol Scarcella's obituary in the Buffalo News?
No.
Okay, I'll share this. I wouldn't be surprised if you're related to her, Steve.
Okay.
But in her
Scardella?
obituary, yeah, she mentions her hatred of Tom Brady in her obituary.
Dude, this is great. Lackawanna, that's upstate New York. Lackawanna is upstate New York, Redmond, July 20th. Beloved mother. Oh my God.
She loved to smoke cigarettes. She smoked millions. She loved slot machines and Facebook games.
I love, first of all, she smoked and she had to tell us that. Look at the picture. She's burning she's blazing one up in the picture. She's like, look, she's almost a smile saying, like, this is one of the millions of these I've smoked, you motherfuckers.
She had the biggest farm in all of Farmville and made it to the millionth level of Candy Crush. That's a cigarette for every level of Candy Crush.
Oh my God, she never won millions, but the biggest farm in Farmville. Like, I never even knew anyone that played that Farmville game. She was an avid sports fan. She loved the New York Yankees and LeBron James, who wasn't in New York. She hated Tom Brady. She
was a mother, father, and coach, mentor, and friend.
Oh my God. This lady, rest in peace.
Wow.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I wish I knew
Carol.
her. She sounds great.
Oh, what a joy. And what a I mean, I wish I had a picture photoshopped with me and Carol. I would have thrown it up there on the fucking internet.
Well, hey, now we know where that dildo came from.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of dildos, congratulations to a couple of friends of mine who got nominated for Emmys yesterday. My good buddy Mark Duplass from The League got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in a Drama for his role on The Morning Show, which is a great show. He's brilliant on it. And Nick Kroll's show, Big Mouth, got nominated for Best Animated Series. So super happy and proud for both those fucking D-bags. My brothers from another mother. Yeah, the Emmys came out, the nominations. I mean, I looked at some of them. Some of them I was like, I never heard of the show. But I looked at the documentary category. We pretty much did them all. We've talked, Tiger King, The Last Dance. What else was up there? The one that everybody watched. The fucking, God damn it.
Let's see.
I should have this. Hold on. I didn't watch the Hillary one.
How great a Tiger King won an Emmy though.
Well, I mean, the creators get it, but like one of those fucking people have to be on the red carpet. Like, you think Carol Baskin's going to the Emmys?
Oh, McMillions.
What if they arrest her?
Oh,
what if they arrest her
watched
again at the Emmys?
Wouldn't
What
that
if
be
she's
great?
Just a
there at the
sting
Emmys and they're
operation.
like, you did kill your husband, and then they arrest her on camera.
And the winner is Tiger King, but the loser is Carol Baskin. You're under arrest.
You're under
Please
arrest.
put your hands behind your. Were you surprised? I mean, I don't know. Is anyone shocked by Emmy nominations? Is anyone like, oh? I guess I was surprised that Reese Witherspoon didn't get nominated because it felt like everyone else from that morning show got nominated, but not her.
Yeah.
Pharrell, Mark, Jennifer Aniston. What's the guy that plays the head of the network too? Fucking great actor. I'm blanking on his name right now. But anyway, yeah, a couple people. I was surprised that she didn't. I guess an Emmy snub was the only thing that I thought was weird. But yeah, that was it. That was my day. That was my week, dealing with my Regis fucking clapbacks. Should I take more pictures with Should I lean into this thing or just leave
I
it
think
alone?
absolutely you
Lean
need to
in.
start posting
Yeah.
You gotta
photos
start
with you and
taking
every
videos.
celebrity.
Photoshopped or
You gotta
not
start
photoshopped?
Every
taking
day.
videos with people so that like you can't be like it's Photoshop because it's a video. Maybe that would help.
Should I put myself on like the Merv Griffin show? Like
Yeah.
have Merv Griffin interview me and then be like, I don't like ask me a question and I go answer back. Like, and people will be like, this is Photoshop, you fucking asshole. And I'm like, no, it's not, guys. I was
I'm going
alive
to-
when Merv Griffin was alive.
I'm going to the John Wayne Museum tomorrow. If you want me to send you some pics.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that an
35 miles away from here. It has
And
his
it-
birth house. It has everything.
Are you sure it's open? Did you check?
Yeah, it's everything's open here. This is free America. Nothing's closed.
How long? Okay, over under. How long do you expect to spend time wise at the John Wayne Museum? Over
Probably
under 2 hours.
Right at.
You'd be
He was born
surprised,
in.
dude.
It's a 1-bedroom house, so like I've seen it. There's not much to see there, and then there's a shop next door.
Me and Simone were in Cleveland, and we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we got through there in like an hour and a half. And then we went to the house where they shot the Christmas Story, and we were there for like 2.5 hours. You'd be surprised as to what gets your interest and why.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Awesome. Have fun, brother. Enjoy.
Will do.
Mhm.
That is the podcast for this week. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to add?
Yeah, announcement for our Patreon members. Steve's going to get me the list in your emails, and we're going to be reaching out to get T-shirt sizes. You're all getting sweet new What's the Odds T-shirts.
Yeah.
And
look at that.
we're going to put the shop online. We're going to have stickers. We got face masks, sweatshirts. And if you're going to flip a canoe this summer, we've got fanny packs.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
Your number one source for canoe flipping fanny packs right here at What's the Odds. That's a child's petite small that Brenton's wearing.
Yeah,
so
they
if you're a
get
normal
bigger.
sized person,
They're
they
much
get
bigger.
way bigger. Yes, they get way, way bigger. I love the design, and I'm excited about this. Congratulations, Patreon members. It's finally paying off, isn't it? You're welcome, you selfish cunts. I love you all. I love everyone out there, all the haters and non-haters alike. Be well, and we'll see you next Wednesday, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.